Hey guys, welcome back. So last week's video we talked about how I've changed over time as a person and how I changed my life completely from Rowena 1.0 to Rowena 5.0. So this video I thought I'd add on to that with what habits, specifically mindset habits, helped me get to where I am today. Most of the videos I've been making, self-care routines, different types of routines, productivity tips, they're all mostly habits you can do, like things you can physically do, but I feel like I haven't talked enough about mindset. So today we're going to talk about 7 mindset habits to have to get you from where you are now to the next level. Either it be version 4.5, 10.5, 10.7, 11.2, whatever it is that you want to go. I hope with this video, it'll get you a little closer. So thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. If you guys have been following me for a while now, you know they're my favorite online learning course. So if you're interested in taking any of the classes, the first 500 people to sign up will get a 2-month premium membership. So with that, more on this in the end. Let's get started. Shoot for the moon. If you miss, you'll land among the stars. Aim high and expect the best. Energy flows where the attention goes. So with all of these quotes, for most of my life, I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what's important to me. I didn't know what I wanted. So naturally, my self-worth came from what others thought of me, the reputation of this like cool girl that cussed a lot, who was dating this guy that every girl wanted to date. Back then, I was defined by the person that I was dating. I was defined by the things that I possess. I was defined by my reputation, my ego, the person that people knew me as, and that's just not the best way to live. So this is a little doodle I did back in the day in 2014 when I was just in the depths of really trying to figure out who I was and what I wanted. And let me just tell you guys, it's not pretty, but it does get better. Going back to knowing your worth, I love the quote from The Perks of Being a Wallflower, which is, we accept the love we think we deserve. And the first thing with that is you need to know what you deserve before anything else can happen, before you can find love, before you can do anything really. If we're constantly putting ourselves down, if we're constantly doubting ourselves, if we're constantly questioning if we're doing the right thing or not, how can we expect other people and the world to treat us any differently? A really good book I'd recommend is Good to Great. It is a business book, but I love how the core of it is just how do you go from good to great? Like regardless if you are a company, if you are a person, what separates goodness from just like great? Are you paralyzed with fear? That's a good sign. Fear is good, like self-doubt. Fear is an indicator. Fear tells us what we have to do. Remember one rule of thumb. The more scared we are of a work or calling, the more sure we can be that we have to do it. This is exactly like me starting my YouTube channel. It was the scariest thing I've ever done in my entire life, considering how historically, and I still currently am, a very self-conscious and critical person. To put my life out here, I was gonna say out there, out here for the world to see, for the world to judge, it was honestly like the scariest thing I've ever done. By the time I started my channel, I slowly started to realize and understand and fully accept that fear is a part of life. It's a part of growth. It's a part of expansion. Like if you want to move mountains, if you want to go places, if you want to do all the things that you want to do, fear is very much going to be along for the ride. And instead of using it as this thing that just holds you back and makes you put on your seatbelt and just sit in a corner and just stay in a corner forever, I chose and I'm choosing to use it as kind of like a compass and a guidance to be like, okay, you're scared. This is a great thing. Go, run full force ahead to that thing that you're really afraid of and you're really scared of. 2 books that I recommend for how to face your fears is Big Magic and The War of Art. Both of these are more creatively based books that helps you overcome your creative block, like all the creative hurdles, all your mental hurdles of like, I can't do it, or this is too hard, or so much resistance, what do I do? These 2 books will help you do that because they really help me with. So the Big Magic I talk about in the first video I made when I started this channel of what inspired me to start my YouTube channel. So it is that great. It is one thing that really encouraged me to start. Watch your thoughts for they become words. Watch your words for they become actions. Watch your actions for they become habits. Watch your habits for they become character. Watch your character for it becomes your destiny. So by the transitive property, your thoughts equals your destiny. So it's very important to guard our thoughts and to be very, very intentional and mindful of what we're thinking. Our thoughts, whatever we're thinking in here, most of the times you just think like, oh my God, there's like a billion things here. But if we're able to trace all of these thoughts back to a root, they're usually rooted in something. They're usually rooted in fear and insecurities and feelings feelings or some sort of attachment that we're really attached to or that we just feel really strongly for. The moment I realized that I'm not my thoughts and I'm not like the thousand of things swirling around in my head, and I was able to separate myself from my thoughts and to be able to observe my thoughts as kind of like a third person, to be like, okay, you're thinking about this thing again, cool. Oh, like these, oh, hi friends, like you're always here. Oh, hey neighbor, you're back. Being able to do that was such a liberating experience. I drew a pie chart around this time of what consumed most of my mental capacity, and it's just very trivial, dumb, petty things about my relationship at the time of like, what is my boyfriend doing? How come he's not texting me back? Like, why is he doing this? And like, why is he following all these girls on Instagram? Just all of these really unnecessary things would consume my mind. A really good book for this is The Power of Now. It honestly was what helped like, I don't know why I made that sound effect, but it was really what helped me come out of a really dark place by really, I keep saying really, but by helping me understand that I'm not my thoughts and a bunch of other things of like how to be present. And when you're present in the moment, you won't be thinking about anything in the past or anything in the future because you're present. There's no point in worrying about something that already happened or something that hasn't happened yet. Power up now. So there's the 10,000 hour rule by Malcolm Gladwell in the book Outliers, which talks about how greatness is less about talent, like being gifted, like all of that is a part of the equation, but then really putting in the work, putting it into practice for 10,000 hours, which is the equivalent of 10 years, it really is what will help you master a skill, any skill. Of course, it's important to work hard, but I feel like it's even more important to find something that you really enjoy working for, like a mission or a vision or something that you're excited to wake up every single morning so you can do the things you do, because living a life otherwise, it's not, if you can do that, why would you want to do anything else? There's a quote from Steve Jobs that I really love. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle, as with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. This is something that my mom used to tell me all the time when I was little. 不要跟别人的音乐起舞. Don't dance to other people's music. And that's really stuck with me my whole life. So that's kind of what helped me be different growing up, where I don't know, like if everyone's doing something, I wouldn't want to do it. If everyone's not doing something, then like I want to do it. I was a pretty odd kid, and I think that trait has kind of carried me to where I am today. So it kind of goes to like, don't follow trends, don't do what everyone's doing just because everyone's doing it. And to not follow trends is a point from Elon Musk's speech at my graduation. It's good to think in terms of the physics approach of first principles. Rather than reasoning by analogy, you boil things down to the most fundamental truths you can imagine and reason up from there. This is a good way to figure out if something really makes sense or if it's just what everybody else is doing. And this is really important if you want to do something that hasn't been done before, if you want to be innovative, or if you want to be creative. So what all of this meant for me was that it's so important for us to learn how to think for ourselves, and it's so important to learn how to see reality for what it is, minus all the noise and the fluff and the stories that we tell ourselves. Because I feel like over time we just start putting on all of these glasses, like layers and layers and layers of different colored tinted glasses, from like our personal notions, from wanting people to view us a certain way, from what people have said to us, for what, like just all of these things. Like we start perceiving the world through notions that we've accumulated over time. So it's important to just try to take all of that off and see things as they are, so that we can be true to ourselves and not be swayed by other people's music. So with all of that, it's like, don't be afraid to be unapologetically you. Your tribe will find you, your people will find you, you will find people who appreciate for who you truly are. And it's like that quote from Dr. Seuss, those who matter don't mind, and those who mind don't matter. I also remember something that Christopher Nolan said at my cousin's commencement speech. I'm just dropping all these quotes because these are the quotes that have really helped me get to where I am today and helped me change all of these mindset habits. So it's, don't chase your dreams, chase your reality, not at the expense of your dreams, but as the foundation of your dreams. Do whatever you can with it to improve the world, to improve your reality. Have patience in yourself, in the timing of things, in life, with your life, with you as a person, with the progress that you're gonna make, because you're not gonna go from 0 to 100 overnight. And like I said earlier about how I innately was a very self-conscious, very self-critical person, it made me seek validation and approval from other people a lot. So it made me really indecisive. I was always doubting myself, and I always had to ask other people for affirmation or for some sort of validation or confirmation that like I'm good enough and that I'm doing the right thing and I'm like heading towards the right direction and the right path. And I feel like most teens and high schoolers were like this, but even then, I think over time, it really took me a while to realize that I actually have all the answers to the questions that I'm asking. And this took an acid trip or two to really figure out. I mean, I talk about this in the last video of how I've changed a lot over time as a person, right? So like these were the things that I used to do. I don't do them anymore. I haven't done anything in more than 4 years. Like I haven't drank or partaken in any substances or whatever in over 4 years. Everything you're looking for, every page you'll write, everything is irrelevant. None of this matters. So this is moleskin, thoughts written on paper, feelings galore. What I'm trying to say is you have all the answers to all of your questions. So there's two sides to this. We do already have all the answers to all of our questions. I feel like when we are able to really calm ourselves down, and if we're grounded and at peace and just our mind is like super zen, we will be able to work through almost every single problem that we have, and we will be able to answer almost every single question that we have. But there are times, no matter how calm and at peace and grounded you are, you still won't be able to answer these questions. There will be things that I won't be able to answer for myself, and that's why there's a second part, which is trust in the process, trust in the plan, trust in something greater than yourself, that you're in good hands. And if you believe you're in good hands, you will be in good hands. Meaning continue to reflect and iterate and pivot and change as you go and you grow. And happiness, jealousy, frustrations, negative emotions, negative feelings, negative vibes, all of these things that we get from something or someone, I really believe is a sign and the universe showing us what we're unhappy with inside, because our outer world is a reflection of our inner world, and to take care of our outer world we need to take care of our inner world, and to take care of our inner world is to help us see the beauty and everything in our outer world. And I really believe that looking inward and taking time to reflect and making time for myself really is the single most important thing that helped me come out of this really dark place. Like if you guys want me to like do a flip through of my moleskin, it's really bright. These are all my thoughts from my darker days, and there's a lot of the sticky notes, the post-it notes weren't in here, they're just all here for me to reference. But even with these as reference, it's so hard to read through because I wrote all over the place. If you want me to make a follow-up video on habits that changed my life, like waking up early or just beyond mindset, let me know and I'll make a video on that in the coming weeks. For the time being, if you guys want something to do or something to look into, Skillshare is a great resource that you guys can refer to. They have a bunch of really awesome classes. Let's say if you want to learn something creative, you want to learn photography, you want to learn how to edit better videos, if you want to learn how to be more productive, there's a lot of really cool classes that you can take. Being curious, staying curious, and taking initiative to learn the things that I want to learn was something that really helped me also get to where I am today and be able to do something like this. Thank you guys so much again for watching this video and for watching this far, and for supporting brands that support me do what I do, because without you and without them, I won't be able to continue doing this as I have. So thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys in next week's video.